I don't know. Kumaran was supposed to come today.
Okay, I thought he.
Mm. They had a. So let's talk about this
Hmm.
service catalog. So service catalogs are nothing but service catalog is a place where you show to your consumers that every goods and services that you have to offer to them, that will be listed out to your consumers, and then your consumers can go ahead, choose the different services or products that they want to buy or procure for themselves. So that is a service catalog that we have. A service catalog will contain an order guide as well, that will help you out whenever you pick that goods and services from the list. Using the order guide, you can show the number of quantities that you want to order for yourself, um, and then you can request the item using that order guide as well, where you get all the information. You fill that certain information there, and then that item is ordered for you. So basically, to top level description, service catalog is you know one module available here that allows you to order goods and services for you, right? Now, if you look at the service catalog, if I go into service catalog application and hit on the catalog module, it shows me different categories that we have, like the services, hardware, software, peripherals, can we help you, mobiles, etc. Now, one thing is, when you talk about service catalog, you talk about different categories and subcategories using which you show to your consumers that these are the goods and services that you want to provide to them. Okay. Now, the categories and subcategories you define, using those subcategories and categories, you actually associate different workflows associated to it. And there is a price item, a value as well. So depending upon the value that you specify to your products or services, different types of workflows can be triggered as well, right? So if we come to the service catalog item, we look into the service catalog. So here are the categories available. If I click on any of these categories, like the hardware category, I'll see different items available into it, like this laptop, this phone, the executive desktop, etc., the mobile printers, etc. All these kind of items are there, right? So first of all, we talk about catalog. Within the catalog, we have categories. Within the categories, we can have subcategories. Within the categories, subcategories, we can have items, the line items, right? So this is the basically organization of how stuffs we have into how the stuffs are organized into ServiceNow. We'll have catalog, we'll have categories, we'll have subcategories, and then we'll have items, right? And to the items, there will be certain dependent items or rules. We will talk about it, what it is. This way, the things will be organized here into it, right? Now, so the items that we see here, the products that we see here listed out into this category are the line items that we are talking about actually, right? For example, um, if you have to add one more laptop to it, which is not the Apple, let's say you are going to add Fujitsu laptop to it, right? So that's a new item that you want to show into this category listing, the service catalog listing, right? So then you will have to create that item into the service catalog, identify the price for it, identify if it is going to have a recurring price, identify the description of it, upload the images for that service catalog item, um, and then save it for the user to come back and then order that item, right? So from the user perspective, if you have to order this laptop, so you will go ahead, pick this laptop.
Rahul, one question.
Yeah.
We can customize this catalog, right?
Yes, we can customize this catalog. So that's what I'm saying. These items that you see, the laptop or the hardware or the desktop or the printer, everything is customizable. You can add new items, you can remove these items, you can update the values of these items, you can change the photographs, right? You can change the dependent items, you can associate this item to some different category. So everything is customizable. You can customize that. Okay. So let's do one thing. First of all, we'll do a user flow. We'll try to order a laptop for us. Then next, we'll create one more item into the list, and then we'll try to see how we build our service catalog item. Okay. So let's assume
Okay.
that uh, I need to buy a phone for myself. So I'll go to my self-service page and I'll go into the Can we help you category here. But this is not available into Can we help you? So maybe I can go into the catalog here, and from the mobiles, I can go ahead and I can choose this Android mobile. Let's say I want to buy this Android mobile. Here, when I open this, it opens me this order guide. In this order guide, I have this section that describes the product, the phone. I have this image, I have the description of the product. Then I have a couple of questions to answer, like how many gigabytes of storage you want, 32 or 64. I'll go for 64. So this was a mandatory question. If I do not fill it, I'll not be allowed to move to the next screen. Right, so I have to fill it. So I'll go for 64 gigabytes of storage, and I'll choose black as color. And then I'll have to, the quantity. I want to get one phone for myself. So I choose quantity as one, and then I'll do order now. When I do order now, so this was a very simple one-step process. When I do order now, this order was placed and a request number was generated for me, right? So request 0010008 was generated for me. Now it shows me different stages that this order guide would have. This product approval and procurement cycle is of 5 days. That was shown into the previous screen, right? So first of all, it was waiting for approval, and in this case, it was auto approved by Natasha Ingram. Now it is lying at the department head approval. It will be there at the department head approval for 2 days, and then it will move to the next stage. Likewise, different approval flows are there, different approval steps are there that will need to be processed before this can be procured and be provided to me, right? So from the user, this is what you need to do, right? So this request number will be generated. Against this request number, there will be a request item generated as well, and that will be assigned to somebody else who is supposed to procure this item for you, right? This is as a user what you do. As those tasks are closed, this item will be processed and will be handed back to you, right? Now let's think that let's suppose that into the into the service catalog, when I went and I was ordering this mobile phone for me, I saw this Samsung Galaxy S6. Well, let's assume that you want to add Google Pixel into the list here. We do not have Google Pixel into the list. Okay. So if you have to add a Google Pixel item into this list, so you have to basically go to this maintain items. So this module will help you add all the items that you want to put into that category. All right.
Okay.
So you'll go
Mhm.
to maintain items and you'll create that catalog item here. So let's say you want to do Google Pixel Android phone. The application is chosen as resource management, so I'm going to change it to global. I'll identify the price of it as $1,000. Let's say $1,100. There is no recurring price. Or let's say if it is a AT&T phone or a Verizon phone, the contract-based phone. So what you can do is you can put like $500 is the upfront price, and then you have to pay $50 every month for recurrence frequency. So you'll say that every month you have to pay $50 as a recurring price to the person. So you can do that too, right? So price is 500 and recurring price is $50 per month. Now you have to choose the catalog item. So let's say you choose service catalog. So there are all the catalog items, the catalog that are available into the system will be displayed here. Technical service, human resource, cloud resource. The catalogs are there into the system. If you want to create a new catalog, use this new button to create a new catalog. Or you can go into the catalog listing, my catalogs here, and you can create new catalog item from here as well. Okay. So let's choose service catalog for now. And let's find the category as mobile. So I'll go and within the title, I'll try to find out mobile. So I have this mobiles category. So I rightly associated my Google Pixel Android phone to the right category that I wanted to. If you want to associate a workflow, you can pick that workflow from here. And all the workflows will be listed down here. And then you can choose for this item workflow you want to follow. Right? So if there is any workflow that you have created for this product, you can associate that workflow here for this product. I'm leaving it blank for now. Execution plan, I'm leaving it blank. Short description, I'm going to put here as Google Pixel Android phone. New Google Pixel Android phone containing Android and in the detailed description I am doing something like this. Alright. Now here you see the availability is there, so where you can choose desktop, mobile, or desktop and mobile both, right? So meaning if you want to show this to desktop user or mobile user or both user. If you use mobile as well, then you have to choose the mobile picture type as well from here, right? So we'll leave it as default and then we'll submit it. So we submitted this. Our catalog item, uh, one item was created for us. Let's see if it is there into this list. So I'll search for Pixel. We have our Google Pixel Android phone here. Now if I go back to my catalog, I open this mobiles. I get to see my Google Pixel Android phone, right? But I do not see any photograph here. I get this short description coming in, the short description that we provided, the new Google Pixel Android phone containing Android N, which is coming here. If we do preview, we get to see the detailed description here. The pricing you can see we provided $500 plus $50 monthly, the recurring price, so which is coming up here. When I try to buy it, so since I created that catalog item, but I didn't specify any question or any specific criteria, etc. So I'll see this blank screen here. The item is created, which is fine, but I do not have any questions asked. What if I want to ask
Mhm.
whether you want to have a 32-bit 32 GB or a 64 GB question,
Mm-hmm.
So if you have to do so, you'll have to go back to the item that you created and you'll have to edit it. So let's go back. I'll reopen this Google Pixel item. Now this time I have to go and create a question. And questions are in form of variables. Okay? So you will basically create a variable here and let's choose the variable type as select box and the question will be so let's say you ask the same question of storage. So we created the select box. Now we'll specify choices to that select box. And the choices will be, let's say, 32, 32. And for 32, let's say we have a price of, for 32, we don't have any specific price, right? That goes with the phone. So we'll leave it as is. Let's make it 64. 64. And for 64, I'm going to charge additional $100. There is no recurring price. I'm changing the order of it to 200. Order is to show the two values into the question. Oh, I'm sorry. I updated that, right? I should not have updated that. I should have inserted a new value. And let's make this a mandatory item as well. So this question will be a mandatory question for the user. And here, come on, stay, save. So $64, which is right. Now I'm going to do, this is a 01 and I'm going to do 100. This time I'm doing 32, 32 and I'm doing insert. So another value I inserted. Okay. So I now have two values associated to it, right? 32 and 64. So 32-bit and 64-bit are the two items that I associated there. So I'll do in gigabytes. This. Let's update it. Let's put another question. Okay.
Put like a business justification.
Color. Let's put a color or business. Yeah, both business justification as well. So let's do that. So I'll do. Let's do a multiple line text. What is the business justification for this phone? Okay. Let's make this a mandatory item as well. Submit. Let's put one more question and then we are done. This question is a single line text. No, Let's make it as select box again, and it will be what color do you want? And submit. Select box. Here we'll have two colors, black. So black is, I'll say, at no additional cost. So but I'll charge $50 for a white phone. Okay, and now we update it. Now let's go back to our service catalog. Open mobiles. Let's just scroll down. Let's see if we have some more items into Google Pixel. No, we didn't update in the description or short description, so that's fine. Now click on Google Pixel. Now when I come back, see here, we now get 2-3 questions that we just created, right? So for 32-bit, it comes as a default one, so I do not have to pay separately, but when I do 64, I'm adding additional 100 rupees, right? So that will get added into this list as well. So 600 becomes as the price for that item. If I remove 32, see the price comes as 500, right? The default pricing goes for 500. So this order item, the cart value gets updated whenever I change the attributes of the phone. So if I do a 32-bit, 64-bit, the base price of this phone will change to $600. So you'll have $600 plus $50 recurring monthly price that you are going to pay. Now you choose the black color, which is good, so $600 will be there. But if I do white color, then I'll have $650 plus $50 monthly. So this is the total value that I am going to supply for that phone, the put for the phone. And here you have to put this business justifications. So since this is a mandatory question, if you do not answer this question, you will not go past this, right? It will ask you to provide this mandatory question value here. But if you provide certain value, and then you order it, so this will basically go out and into the approval cycle, and your item will be processed this way.
So how this, we haven't add the workflow to this particular
This is
catalog item.
this is this is yeah. There is no workflow associated. We didn't do that, but this one, when we don't do specify any particular workflow, it takes the
Mm-hmm.
default service catalog workflow associated to the service catalog items. So basically, it will associate it to the order guide, which contains a defined process flow for it, and that will be in place until and unless we specify any service catalog workflow for it. And while we were creating this item, that will
Mm-hmm.
be part of the default uh, you know workflow that we have into the system. So that will go by default.
So this workflow, okay, so we haven't attached any workflow. So
Hmm.
this is the default workflow.
Hmm.
Okay.
Default one.
So, if we, okay, so waiting for approval, then access contract, provide service and complete and pending. Okay. So definitely, there is a custom workflow which needs to be created. So that workflow, the custom workflow, this is the different stages, right, of the
Right.
workflow.
Right.
Okay. So can we see the workflow for associated with this, which is a default workflow?
Let's find out. So we were working on service catalog request item. So service catalog item request workflow should be attached to it. This is the workflow. Begin, goes to department head approval, goes to CIA approval. After it is approved by the department head, then there is the approval action item that you see. Mark item approved. Go to the catalog task. Task will be created probably. Let's see.
Where it shows the stage actually, which says approved, or that which is the graphical representation of the um,
So here,
those four
see,
stages.
so 4 stages.
Yeah, those four stages,
The first
which
stage,
is on the
the first stage,
okay.
catalog task stage, order fulfillment, 4 days, deployment,
Mm.
catalog task, back ordered.
Mm.
I think these three are the ones here in this workflow.
So each task means each stage.
And the requested item goes into the requested item table, which is SC requested underscore item table. See, when you create your catalog item request,
Mm.
what did you actually get? You got this request number.
Mm. Correct.
The output of this order that you did, you got this request number, right? And this
Mhm.
request number was there into the requested item table. So you have the service catalog requested item tables, SC requested item table. So you get your
Mhm.
requested items into this table. And the service catalog request item workflow that we have created here, this workflow is associated to that table only. So whenever a request is created into this service catalog requested item table, this workflow will kick. Right? That's why we talked about like this is the default workflow that we have attached to the service catalog item here. Okay, so default one,
Mm.
the request
Mm.
item that
Mm.
you create that goes into the
Mm.
service request table, and
Okay.
that will on creation of it you will get
Output
this
that.
request number. A requested item number is also generated, so it will kick out the
Mm.
workflow. Within this workflow
So
you will have different workflow stages like the
mm.
back ordered or order fulfillment or deployment. you know these will be
Mm.
applicable there, and you will see all those stages.
Right. Rahul, can we go to that table? I just wanted to see where we attach that workflow to the table configuration. If this is a table, for example,
Hmm.
where we are actually watching the listing of that table, right?
Yes, we.
So each table. Okay. So no. So no. Okay. So it's a either way. So workflow should attach to the table. Okay. So I understand. Just we
Now
don't
when you
have to.
create this workflow, see,
Yeah.
if you
We have to
remember,
select a table.
yeah, you have to associate a table to that workflow. When you create
mm,
this workflow, you specified the table where it will be,
mm,
you know,
mm,
related to. So you specified
mm,
that this is the SC requested item table that you have associated
mm,
your
mm.
workflow. You created this
Correct.
workflow associated to service request item. If you have to,
Mm,
if you have to, change the workflow of it,
mm,
then this will be changed, and all the requested
mm,
items that you generate here accordingly that will be changed as well. Uh,
mm,
some organizations might have that for
mm,
any requested item where the
mm,
value of the
mm,
requested item is less than $1,000,
mm,
don't enter
mm,
into this workflow at all. Consider it as
mm,
automatically approved, right?
mm, mm,
So in this case, when you create
mm,
this workflow, you will apply this workflow condition.
mm,
Let's see if we have a condition here.
mm.
Condition, where is that condition? It doesn't contain any condition here. So in this one, there is no condition applied. So every request is going there for approval. But then when you create these workflows, you specify what condition this workflow should run on, right? So there you can specify if the cost of the item is less than
Mm,
$1,000, we do not need this approval that is auto approved, right? If it is
mm,
more
mm,
than $1,000, then you will need these approvals, right? So
mm, mm.
these kind of conditions you can build to actually create your service catalog workflow.
Yeah. Can you go to, yeah, then another question I have is the stages is the column in that list
Hmm.
where they created graphics, star, right, arrow, how it is, what is that?
So
The stages.
this is mm, this is related to workflow stages that we have. So you define different stages in the workflow. Let's talk about.
No, what I mean is they have created that graphic there, right? Circle. So it
Uh-huh.
is by default attached to that column.
This one comes by default. Uh, this one
Okay.
comes by default. When you identify that as a stage, that comes these
I have to
graphics.
actually check the data type of that stage column. So that's fine. I will make
Okay,
a note.
okay. I hang on. So in that case, what we can do is let's go into this tables and columns, and then we can go into service catalog request item table. This is the table, service catalog request item. Let's find out the stages column.
Stages are S. Yeah, that is the one.
Let's see. Stage.
So there are two stages actually. Informative,
What?
that's
Okay. Yeah.
there is some IP
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
So
This is type 4, which is integer.
label stage
This is
primary.
this is type 12, which is workflow. This is
What you are looking. Mhm.
I'm looking as a type and type description. The type is 12 and workflow. So this type of the type for this stage variable is a workflow.
Okay.
However, the other state, this is a state, this is stage.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yes.
stage
It's okay.
stage is a type workflow.
Okay. So data type is workflow
Hmm.
actually.
Hmm.
12. Data type is 12, right?
Data type is 12, which is workflow.
But it we have like specific data type, right? I mean, if you create, we have a data type called 12. No, it's a what is the column?
What?
We have a data type called 12. No, I don't think so, right?
Internally, it is a value that they associate. Like if for
Okay.
integer, they are
That is
putting a value as 4. Right?
okay. So it is a type of the type is workflow for
Workflow
that.
type, yeah.
Column. Okay.
Internal type is workflow. The type is workflow.
All right. I just ask for the information because I mostly use service catalog.
Hmm. So if you edit this table, sorry, here in the type list, it will be a workflow. Let's see what it contains. Where is that? Stage. See, the type is workflow.
No, that's a price actually. Price is workflow.
Price? No, it's a stage.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Stage.
Stage is workflow here, right? So maybe you can look into this workflow type as well, and then you can see the different stages that we have created using the workflow type. Okay?
Okay. So if we yeah. So if we don't create the workflow, it automatically use that stores. So every service catalog item has to be stored into the requested item table.
I no see there are different tables associated to this service catalog. So that's what I'm saying. The one table that we saw was related to the requested item. I'll show you some more tables.
No, but the basic is like whatever service catalog item I will create, it will store into
Mm-mm,
requested item
mm-mm.
table.
Requested items will go there. What you create will go somewhere else. See,
Okay, okay. No,
right?
I understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
But
Whatever you are creating.
what you
Hmm,
request will go into the service request item table.
correct. That is what I am actually referring. My request will go to the request item table. Every
Exactly.
request will go to the request item table,
Exactly.
and that request item table has a workflow associated with it, which has a specific stages,
Yeah.
right?
Now see, the
So,
catalog information will go into the catalog table. If I right click on this my catalogs, edit the module, it will list out the table name for the service catalog. So that will go into service catalog table. And the table name for this is, come on, SC underscore catalog.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that is those are the standard table. Those are the master tables. So we
Right, those are the master tables. Yes. Categories will go into SC underscore categories table.
hmm,
Right. These
hmm,
are the transaction tables, the item tables, the requested item tables. These are the transaction tables where the transaction records will go. The request items will
hmm,
be created.
hmm. Basically, I was looking for, can we create a different table, like my own request item table,
Hmm.
where I can route all requests, you
Mm-hmm.
know, into my table. So I guess maybe we have to create a clone or some, I don't know. I mean, even though I created my own table, there is a one carbon copy will be in the requested item table.
Yes, yes, but you have a good use case. You can create a table where where you store all your request items created. Yeah, but by default that goes into the requested item table for sure.
Yes, yes, and that is that binding can we see here where um, when we have created our catalog item table, if we edit our catalog item table, or
Mm-hmm.
when we submit on submit action of a service catalog, we have
Mm-hmm.
some script or some business rule.
Mm-hmm.
No, we have some script itself,
Mm-hmm.
which will actually insert or record in the request item table. So
Mm-hmm.
if you modify that script,
Mm-hmm.
we can change that table. So yes, that is possible. So it's not necessary that your item should go into the request item table.
Yeah, you can change that. You can then specify what table you want to push that record into.
Correct. Because and when you click on submit, that's a UI action, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
See, you can here you have the catalog client scripts. You can specify your client scripts related to your catalog. Let me quickly change it
Mm.
to tabbed windows, tabbed forms. Okay. Now see, to this service catalog, you have your variables. We use that. We could have used variable
Mm.
set as well. Approved
Mm.
by group. If I wanted to associate any approval group which will be supposed to approve this one, then you can do that. Approved
Correct.
by categories, we associated it to the mobiles categories. Catalog, we
Mm.
specified it to the service catalog. Then you have catalog UI policy. If you want to specify
Mm.
UI policies to different variables that you have identified onto the form, you will
Mm.
use
Mm.
this catalog UI policy. Catalog
Okay.
client script, if you specify
Mm.
certain scripting, if you want to put certain scripting onto the variables that you created for that form, you
Mm.
will use this catalog client script, right?
Okay.
That will
Mm.
enable you to change all those scripts using certain, so all those behavior of the controls that you have onto the form using this script that you can.
Mm.
Okay.
Can we use a custom control here in
Yes, you
the
can. You can. When you specify these variables, see,
mm.
when you create these variables, within this variable you have different types of variables available. If you are talking
Mm.
about custom control, why not use a macro? That macro could have your own controls listed out
Mm.
here, right? So you
Mm.
can type a macro here, create a UI macro, and that UI macro can be utilized here within this custom control, right? Or
Okay.
you can use your HTML type of control, type your HTML
Mm.
script, etc., and then you can use it here as well.
Mm.
You can
Mm.
use your
Okay.
custom variables, custom type controls
Mm.
here onto this form.
So the client script which I was talking about was a generic client script. I mean, if you go to our Google Pixel UI actually,
Mm-hmm.
where you are ordering that catalog,
Mm-hmm.
okay, there you have submit button, right? So
Mm-hmm.
on submit,
Mm-hmm.
you are actually say you are doing something, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So if we change that script to route our record to some different table,
Yes, yes.
or can add a new UI action and hide this UI action,
Hmm.
which will completely separate out the logic from the
Exactly.
requested items to that table
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So that will be done into this order guide. So let's look into here. From here as well, within the order guide, you will have different other
Mm.
information that you can customize. And also using this order guide. So here you do order guide customization. You specify different rule bases as well. For example, uh,
Yeah, you are talking about order guide. I don't understand that concept actually.
okay. The concept of this order guide is that, see, you created your items first, right?
Hmm. Okay.
And then when you now use your items, um, I'll have to find a way to describe it. Let me think.
It tells you how to order the item.
This takes care of the shopping cart part. The order guide, the item that you have, it takes care of the shopping cart part. Um,
Okay.
and here I should have an example ready for you. That's the way I can show you. Let me show you another example. Request developer project, not this one. Okay, so this is not completed yet. Okay, let me create one example today, Anand. Um, that way I'll be able to explain it much better, and we'll
Okay.
be able to remove the clarifications or questions. Otherwise, maybe we can get confused. So let me do
Okay.
this. I'll create one
Mm,
example for you,
mm,
including the order guide. Request
mm,
item we saw. We now
mm,
know how to customize and add new item onto the list,
mm,
add a new
mm,
category and a catalog item as well. Um,
mm,
and then we know how to put your variables, questions, put to recurring
mm,
prices, put the
mm,
monthly or one-time fixed prices, etc. onto the form. So
mm.
let me work on this order guide piece. Uh,
No
Record
problem.
producer we have done already, and then we'll discuss that tomorrow. Let's
That's
do that
fine.
tomorrow.